Good morning, everybody. I hope I'm permitted to dilute the French with English. We've listened to French. Moi, je parle français, mais un peu. So I'll read my speech in English. Please put on your translator so you can understand what I'm saying. There are some very important issues I'm raising here, which I want all of us to take home. So please use your translator so you can follow what I say. On protocols, I would like to respectfully stand on the existing protocol because I don't want to breach it, as I don't really understand who are here. But you are all welcome, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Governing Council and member bodies of the West African Union of Tax Institutes, WAUTI, I warmly welcome you all to the 6th WAUTI International Tax Conference. It is my honor to welcome particularly our special guests of honor and other distinguished guests who have honored us with their presence here today. I also welcome distinguished ministers, heads of revenue generation agencies. I welcome particularly my friend from Gambia. He gave us his words in December. We were in Gambia. He gave us his words that he will be here with his members, and he's here. Thank you very much. Can you stand up for recognition? That's the Commissioner General, Gambia Revenue Authority. Thank you for coming. Distinguished participants, this is the 6th in the series of the West African Tax Conference and is being hosted by the Order of Tax Experts Senegal under the leadership of Mr. Saliou Dieye. Let me inform all of us there that Senegal was there at the beginning of WAUTI. Ali, you can bear me witness to that. Yes, Senegal was there at the beginning of WAUTI. Senegal was one of the first countries, the Francophone countries that we visited, and we were welcomed very well. We met the Minister for Education, we met the Minister for Finance, we met the Minister for Justice. So I'm very happy that we are home. The genesis of WAUTI started almost from here. Thank you very much, Saliou, for accepting to host this thing, and it has come to reality. The organization of this conference is in keeping with faith, with one of the objectives of the Union, that is, promoting discourse that will engender a better tax system that effectively supports revenue demobilization efforts in the region. In spite of significant changes that the Union have grappled with, we have sustained this conference, which we believe has provided a veritable platform for a better tax system in our region. And in fact, we went through a lot of challenges. We started with, will it be, will it not be? But with the resistance, the perseverance of Saliou Dieye, here we are today. The transfer pricing masterclass took place 2 days, day before yesterday and yesterday. And I just pity those of you who didn't attend that masterclass. It was a very enriching, very educative masterclass on transfer pricing. And like I said, we need more of it because for transfer pricing, one workshop is not enough. We need more. So Dieye, over to you. Even if you have to go to some other sub-regions, some other countries, let us continue this. It was a very good one, and I'm hoping that we continue and sustain it. A sense of history is important at this point. Successive editions of this conference, from the maiden conference in 2012 till date, had focused on thematic issues of concern, which I would like to share with us at this point. The first one took place in Lagos, Nigeria, in February 2012, and it focused on diversifying revenue base within ECOWAS sub-region, taxation as a veritable tool. We are still talking about that till now. The second Wawuti Tax Conference had the theme, the role of taxation in good governance, and it was also held in Lagos. Accra, Ghana hosted the third tax conference in 2014 with the theme, tax policy, investment, and ECOWAS economic integration. In 2015, we moved to Niamey, Niger, for the fourth edition of the theme, assessment and rationalization of tax expenditure, healthy management of public finances. The woman in charge in Niamey is here. Madam Aishata Jibo, can you please stand up for recognition? She is the head of the Tax Association in Niger, and the conference was a very, very successful one. After a brief lull, we had the 5th tax conference in Abuja, Nigeria, in February 2017, with the theme, relevance of base erosion and profit shifting to the illicit flow of funds from Africa. With these benefits of hindsight, this conference has indeed come a long way. Here we are at the 6th tax conference, focusing on domestic revenue mobilization in ECOWAS countries, problems and prospects. It is quite significant that this conference is holding at this time when there is heightened discourse on the need for developing countries to give more serious attention to domestic revenue mobilization. It is on this premise that the theme for this conference was fashioned. Last year, WATAV was in Gambia discussing the same thing. I was there also as a panelist. So we cannot talk enough about domestic revenue mobilization until we all key into this very key source of revenue for our different countries. Let me cite specific recommendations contained in the communique of past editions of this conference, which we are still relevant today. Some of these recommendations have led to decisive steps by regional institutions and countries within the region towards addressing such issues. I will highlight some of these recommendations which I will want us to ponder on in the course of this conference. 1. Reduction of tax rates and widening tax base has been found to be useful in Europe, and implementation of similar policies within ECOWAS will help introduce transparency and address unhealthy tax competition amongst member states. Partnership among ECOWAS states to harmonize and rationalize tax expenditure must be expedited so that there can be better action to fight tax evasion and cross-border tax avoidance. Fiscal expenditure should be strictly controlled among ECOWAS member states for better capacity in terms of financing by governments and minimize the effect on government budget. Removal of trade obstacles, including artificial boundaries, will enhance migration by ECOWAS states. We are still waiting for the ECO currency. Grant of tax incentives by member states should be time-bound and industry-specific. Also, non-uniformity of the tax incentives should be eliminated, and there should be proper monitoring to check their abuse. ECOWAS Commission should be able to come up with a uniform transfer pricing code applicable to the region. This was also mentioned yesterday at the masterclass on transfer pricing. Government should enhance the tax administration system through the establishment of an independent tax profession, as tax professional bodies guarantee qualification and ethical behavior of their members. States should improve on capacity building of tax administrators, as inadequate competencies and poor governance are inimical to raising domestic revenue in the region. This issue was also mentioned yesterday, because unless you have the capacity, you cannot move. You cannot give what you don't have. We need to build capacity. It is important that I inform this gathering that WAUTI has, in partnership with similar bodies, both at the regional and international arena, been sharing experiences on ways to achieve our respective objectives of having a better world tax system, meaning that we are not restricted to our region. We have gone international. We have formed international partnerships. We have attended conferences outside our region. In November 2019, WAUTI prepared and submitted comments that was adopted as the position of the Global Tax Advisors Platform in response to the OECD's request for comments on the draft toolkits designed to help developing countries with the implementation of transfer pricing documentation requirements. About 6 of us were there in Torino to even sign the documents. The GTAP is a platform involving the Confédération Fiscale Européenne, Tax Advisors Europe, Asia, Oceania Tax Consultant Association, WAUTI, and some observers who have committed to cooperate to deepen the existing levels of cooperation for the better structuring and operation of the world's tax system, securing and maintaining the rights of taxpayers, and ensuring the continuing role and rights of tax advisors throughout the world. I am pleased to tell you that Professor Pier Giorgio Valenta was supposed to lead this discussion here today, but for coronavirus and the closure of some of the airports and cancellation of some flights, he was very instrumental to the relationship we are enjoying with CFA, GTAP, and other international bodies. We will have been here, but for the coronavirus. On October 3, 2019, I led WAUTI's delegation to the first ever Global Tax Advisors Platform Conference held in Torino, Italy, and the 60th anniversary of the CFA on 4th October 2019. I was a panelist during the conference and shared my perspective on the future of global tax policy. Additionally, in the course of the conference, founding members of GTAP signed the Torino-Busan Declaration that sets out 4 key short-term priorities to pursue its fundamental purpose, which is the promotion of public interest by ensuring the fair and efficient operation of national and international tax systems. I signed the declaration on behalf of WAUTI. The 4 priorities highlighted in the declaration were tax for growth, sustainable tax policies, tax and digitalization, and taxpayers' rights and certainty in a fast-paced world. In collaboration with our partners, we'll be pursuing these priorities. Our relationship with other regional bodies was further sustained. WAUTI was represented at the 15th Annual General Assembly and high-level policy dialogue on domestic resource mobilization organized by WATAF from 17 to 20 September 2019 in the Banjul, Gambia. I chaired a panel on situating the legislature in the domestic resource mobilization discourse. Our intensified efforts aimed at encouraging professionals to establish association is gaining grounds. I have mentioned all this because I want all of us to buy into some of these activities. It's very, very important that we buy into it. I will encourage the institutions across West Africa to create the forum where such information should be shared. In fact, we are supposed to be in Brussels on the 1st and 2nd of April, but information just got to us that that has been cancelled because of coronavirus. We were in Gambia in December 2019 on a country visit. In the course of the visit, we held meetings with concerned stakeholders and discussed the prospects for professionalizing tax practice in the country. An immediate payoff from that action is the presence of a delegation from Gambia at this conference. Can we give them a round of applause? We will continue to push and encourage professionalism in other countries. These are much more at the benefits of partnership and collaboration between institutions, bodies, and countries. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude my address, without prejudice to the round of appreciation that will be done during and at the end of the conference, it is important that I offer a debt of gratitude to honest with the support of all stakeholders for successfully hosting this conference. This is in spite of the challenges encountered in sourcing for a ready host and funding constraints in the course of preparation. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Let me offer also our deepest appreciation to the President of the Republic of Senegal, His Excellency Macky Sall, the DGI Senegal, member bodies of WAUTI, and sponsors for the immense support offered in ensuring this successful organization of this event. We are indeed very grateful. I would also like to put on record that WAUTI could not have been but for the initiation of the past president of the ECOWAS Commission, Mr. James Victor Beho. Since 2011, that the seed was sown. The ECOWAS Commission, through the subsequent President and Directorate of Taxes and Customs and Excise, have played very vital roles in getting the Union to where it is today. We are immensely grateful and pray that the cooperation shall continue. I cannot but also appreciate the contribution of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, for their relentless efforts over the years in ensuring the growth of WAUTI and success of its programs and activities. Let me mention here that the first 2 annual tax conferences and the 5th annual tax conference were virtually sponsored by FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service of Nigeria. And we are very grateful to them because each time we go, they are always supportive. I remember, Ali, you will bear me witness, that even the first meeting we held here in Ghana, that meeting we held in Ghana was sponsored by FIRS. The first meeting held in Petersburg, DK, you'll bear me witness that even that was sponsored by Federal Inland Revenue Service. We are forever grateful. I'm sure we have representative of Inland Revenue here. Please, can you stand up for recognition? Give our regards to the chairman of FIRS. FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service. I thank the Honorary Treasurer of the Union, Mr. Salu Deye, who is also the chairman of the Tax Conference Committee, and indeed all those who have contributed to the actualization of this conference. At this juncture, it is my pleasure to invite the special guest of honor to present his keynote address and declare the 6th annual WAUTI International Conference open. Thank you for listening, and God bless you. Do have a fruitful deliberation. Let it be participatory because we want to hear from you. Don't keep quiet. Whatever we have said here, we are going to communicate, and that will be sent to all member countries. So please let us have interactive discussions